Kyren, that was a sensational way to wrap up victory there. You were just flowing, weren't you?
Yeah, towards the end there, obviously reeled off the frames, very comfortably and scored very heavily. Like I've said a few times already, I've worked really, really hard for this event, and that's the time that you really rely on it and it comes out. So obviously very pleasing for me that I managed to do it at the key part of the match.
I mean, at the start of the match, he was blasting in centuries for fun, wasn't he? I mean, he was putting you away. There was nothing you could do. But the way you turned it round last night, was that the key moment when you stood with him?
I think, as mad as it sounds, the frame where I got a kick in, where I could have gone with him 1 or 2, and I ended up being 9-5 down, to sort of show the character that I did, to then pull it out at 9-7. I probably sent a few messages to Barry that, I wasn't going to go away, even if, whatever happened. And, it's crazy how things pan out. You never know what could have happened if I'd have gone on to clear up in that match. Sometimes it gives you a little bit of fire and a bit of adrenaline. And if you channel it in the right way, then obviously you can achieve great things.
And that's the sort of form that if you carry on producing it, it's going to take some performance to stop you, isn't it?
Yeah, I always feel like I bring my best game to the Crucible. I always kind of start off quite slow. I think it's just one of those venues where you just need to ease your way into it. And obviously last night's session and today's session were very good snooker from me. So, my form's starting to rise. And that's what you've got to do to obviously try and go all the way in this tournament.
So do you feel comfortable now in the Crucible environment?
Yeah, I always have done. Like I say, I think the first game when you come out, you're on a little bit of a hide into nothing. So, probably didn't show, my form in that first match against Scott, but showed how well I really am playing in that match.
And what about David Gilbert?
Yeah, very tough game. Probably one of the best Qists on tour. Fantastic to watch, so I'll be trying not to watch him. We had a fantastic game in the German Masters final this season, so I'm sure everyone will be in store for another one.
Are you the favourite for that?
I'd probably say we're about even, to be honest. He's gone through the reigning world champion, so you can't look beyond that, and he's looked good in doing it as well.
But it's about what you do now, isn't it? I mean, obviously you've got ambitions to go on and win this.
Yeah, I always have. I always come here believing that I can. I might not be one of the bookies' favourites to do it, but I know what I can do, and I know what I've worked very hard to achieve. So one game at a time. We're only 2 matches in.
And you say about the bookies, obviously they're talking about Neil Robertson, potentially Judd Trump, but it's not always the favourite that wins this tournament, is it?
No, and as you've seen from sort of the early rounds, you've seen a lot of shocks. The qualifiers that come here now have already won three games. They've played fantastic through the qualifiers. So there's no easy games whatsoever. And, I'm not surprised at all that you've seen many shocks.
Okay.
After the first session yesterday, how did you prepare for the second session? Because it was a thunderstorm from Barry Hawkins. Were there any methods you did to just relax? Or?
No, not really. Like I say, I've worked very hard, and it was frustrating that I couldn't let my form out, on the TV table. But, sometimes you just got to put things in perspective. And, he played like Superman, like I say, in the first session. And you just got to sort of keep telling yourself that you just surely can't keep that up. And thankfully for me, he missed a couple. And, the roles reversed in a way.
And how do you keep that? But when someone's absolutely, blitzing you in that first session, how do you keep the belief that, is that just a bit of experience, of patience? What?
Yeah, I think the game with Higgins last year in the semi-finals held me in good stead for today. It felt very similar, both very experienced, sort of Crucible campaignists, and when you get within touching distance, they sort of pull away again. And I felt like I could never get close, and it was the same with John last year. But I felt right up to the end with John that I could keep going, and I just tried to sort of adapt the same attitude in that match. And thankfully, I managed to pip him towards the end.
I don't know what you like on omens, but Mark Williams had beaten David Gilbert in a final this season as well, hadn't he?
Right, I didn't know that. It's obviously probably coincidence. But yeah, I quite like omens, so let's hope it is one.
Can I ask you a completely random question, nothing to do with this? Obviously, Radio Northampton have been doing stuff, and they've spoke to you, Nan, and she's given them a picture to put on Twitter, which is done well.
I've seen it.
Yeah, have you seen it? What's your message for your Nan and Radio Northamptonshire?
You're no longer my Nan. No, I'm only joking. No, I love her to bits, and she was really nervous. She was, bless her. She got put on the spot last minute to do that, and she did a great job. So, it's obviously nice that she can show her support and she gets noticed for that, because she really follows me everywhere. So yeah, lots of love to my nan for that one.
Presumably she'll be coming up at some stage, will she?
Yeah, possibly. She came up for my first round game. That was her first experience of it live. She loved it, and yeah, I might have to ban her after putting that picture on. I'm certainly not going on Twitter now.